Yersk. Hey, yo, man, shout out to the whole Marcy Projects. Shout out to the whole Bed-Stuy and the whole Brooklyn. You heard, if you thought this Marcy Memoirs series was over, you thought like Nelly. And Nelly thought Ish was jelly. And that's an old saying. I ain't talking about the rapper Nelly. Shout out to Nelly in St. Louis, you heard? But yeah, man, if you out there for Marcy Projects, man, and you feel like you got better stories and hotter, more fire stories than the stories we already got now on the channel, prove it. You heard? Get at me. But yo, shout out to the boy Troub. I mean, that whole Nostra Nav side, that green top team. Yersk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. You heard, so you don't miss no new episodes I'm dropping and you don't be out here lacking, slacking, and slipping. Not knowing what's going on these YouTube streets. You heard? Because I run these YouTube streets. They can have the YouTube streets, but I run these YouTube streets. And that's a fact. Z-Man Suicide Polo with the ski man running around the hood like He-Man at 3 a.m. with 3 swams looking for a dude that ran off for 3 grams. Open up your window, listen closely, you might hear 3 blams. Yersk. Get at me.
Marcy was under siege, bro. I'm keeping it real. I have no reason to lie. The projects put on. But I gotta tell you how shit went. I was there, I seen it. All I know was that Muslim brother went in that house and told Fareed what happened. Yo, lads, niggas know they could jump in the comments and say, I'm not lying. I will never lie. I don't have a reason to. Lads, Fareed made a phone call. Damn near 300 Muslims start coming through Marcy out of everywhere. Niggas was going in the house. I don't give a fuck who you was getting money. I'm keeping it real. Niggas went in the house. Yeah, and I just gotta put this out there for Marcy. I gotta do it the right way. Lads, you don't gotta edit this because I'm not gonna disrespect nobody or disrespect the channel. I'm gonna do it respectfully and the right way. You feel me? So at the end of the day, even if I don't like someone or someone don't like me, I'm going to mention their great work and give them their flowers because that's the right thing for me to do. You get me? So I'm gonna just start off like this. I have to start off by giving flowers to a guy named Detail. He just passed away, but yo, lads, stand up, dude. People don't talk about him. I didn't get a chance to talk to him because we didn't get a chance to do no stories. You was busy, I was busy, but now I'm back and I gotta start off with him because some soldiers had fell out and I have to give him his flowers. Now, Detail was a legendary dude from Marcy. He had his own lane and a lot of dudes last came from up under him. Major dudes. He was a D-boy and he was about his paper. He had the parking lot. Detail's a coolie. I don't know what island he from, but boy was putting it down for Marcy. Not crazy on no violent shit, but niggas know, don't fuck with him. Niggas knew that, and he had his own lane in Marcy, and that was the Marcy Ave side, right? So let me give you a little story about Detail. Somebody had the audacity to rob his pops. It wasn't no crazy robbery. They robbed his father. But the person that robbed his father didn't know who Sonny, like, they didn't know who Pops it was. Come to find out, Detail find out, niggas robbed his pops. Now, lads, this was major for Marcy because niggas started, this how niggas in Marcy is. Once they see one nigga do it, they want to do it. That's how they move.
Now, so, what you mean robbed his pops? Like on some, like him coming from the store, snatched his pocket or something? I
can't really tell you verbatim how the robbery went. I can't remember. I think it was a TV, something like that. Maybe somebody in the comments could really drop really how the robbery went. They could tell that. But I know it was a robbery. I can't remember the whole robbery, but all I know is Detail found the guy who robbed his pops. Remember, this is Marcy. Everybody know each other. Detail did some gangster shit, bro. Because this was the first time a nigga didn't have to get killed or get hurt but he got violated at the highest level. You get me? So detail go to the dude house. He beats the guy up. Yo, Laz, would really top it off because in Marcy at this time, dudes was able to drive their cars through the projects. You know what I'm saying? Yo, after detail beat the dude up, yo, he stripped the nigga butt naked. Laz took his socks off, his drawers, everything, and made the nigga walk through Marcy in front of his car. That was legendary. Because, yo, you got this dude walking around the hood, butt-ass naked. Detail exposed him. Like, yo, he robbed my pods, but he ain't kill a guy, but he exposed him. Last after that, that's what niggas was doing. It was trying to expose people and humiliate them and shit. That's how niggas was starting to move. So I had to start off this story by giving Detail his flowers. I'm going to give back to Marcy Avenue because them niggas is legendary. I got to give them niggas they flowers. We had little issues with them, but it was always love. It was always kiddie bullshit, but we were always respectful and gentlemen to each other. Plus, I lived on Marcy Avenue around them, so I know their history. I know how they got money, and I big them niggas. Right now, I want to walk back down the hill. Back down the hill, I talked about that story, but Laz, I left a lot of good people names out. So I got to go back down the hill, and I got to show certain people homage. Now, down the hill, which is where Popcorn lived, I told you before, and it's a funny thing, Laz, because I was watching one of your old stories, because you be putting your stories back up, so I be watching them. You put the boy Steve Boy up there, Steve-O?
Yeah, Steve-O.
He used to be at Marcy with Popcorn. Before, like, I don't know if they went to jail and came home from jail, but I seen Steve-O in Marcy down the hill, like some benches and fence. I seen boy out there like once or twice out there with Popcorn. So I brought his name up because, yo, I do remember his face, that same fucking part, that same screw face, and that was Popcorn Kramer. So I mentioned Popcorn name because Popcorn Building is a legendary building. Like, we got guys like Barry and Money. Barry is the one I told you that had to fight with my boy Mo Pops. He got a brother named Money. Them niggas get busy, lads. I mean, fight, and they know how to get money. They pay dice, but those are some real good guys. So I'm just trying to run through the building of the good guys from that building. They had another guy on the first floor. A lot of people don't even remember him, but I was there, lads. I know how it was going. When Popcorn used to go to jail, Popcorn had another friend in Marcy that used to run the operation. His name was Stuff. Legendary. Stuff is a legendary dude from down the hill that was getting his money. He was like original first fly nigga, like that was getting fly, lads, like getting fly. Now, on the very top floor, we had one of my good friends. His name was Stanford, better known as Stacks. God bless his soul. He got killed on a train. We'll talk about him because he's a good dude. He's a legendary dude. And
what you mean he got killed on the train?
Huh?
What you mean he got killed on the train? Like how?
Yeah, I can't really tell you how. All I know is, like, he lost his life on a train. He had got to some shit, and I don't really know how that story went. All I know is that's where he met his demise. You get what I'm saying? But overall, good dude, because guess what? It was a time when Popcorn used to go to jail. Then Stuff used to go out of town. Stacks was coming up. He was a young bull coming up. So now he got down the hill. But it was some other people, like they had a girl on the second floor. Her name was Mecca. Bad. Anybody know Mecca from down the hill on the second floor was bad. Looked at Chinese boy, bad. She had a fucking brother that he was a psychopath. Yo, this nigga was different. His name was Alex. Laz, it was a dog that used to be down the hill. I think his name was Rex, the dog. The owner name was Shorty. He used to let the dog out the building and go crazy, run rapid, bite people. It was crazy. One day the nigga Alex got vexed. He got tight. Now Alex was a different type of dude. It was these two brothers that lived in the next building. Alex had punched one of them niggas in the face and broke the nigga nose, blood everywhere. So everybody knew Alex was a different type of dude. Like he didn't think he was a popper. So what happened was he comes outside. Laz, this nigga killed the dog, Laz. With a knife, that he killed the dog. This dog was a vicious dog, Laz. He would run after people and bite people and everything. Alex got fucking tired and killed the dog. But Laz, guess what Alex did that made people say, yo, this nigga crazy. Yo, Laz, down the hill is like on a corner of Marcy and Nostrand and Park Avenue. Now, Myrtle Avenue train station is on Myrtle and Marcy. So that's like a little diagonal, you feel me? Alex, after he killed the dog, Laz, I'm not lying, ask people, they'll tell you in the comments if they can remember back in them days. After he killed his dog, he drags that dog from down the hill, through the lane, through 602, through the other lane, through the basketball court, up the hill to the train station. I swear to everything I love. After that, I never seen Alex no more. You know what I'm saying? But these are the legendary.
Why he was taking it to the train station?
He just was bugged. I don't know why he did it, Laz, but that's just why he did it. As he killed the dog, he just dragged the dog. So you seen a blood trail on the floor from down the hill going up through the basketball court towards Myrtle Avenue. It was
what kind of dog was it? What kind of dog was it again?
It was like one of those German Shepherd shits. Like a German Shepherd was off the chain, and the little guy, Shorty, was an old man. He lived in the next building, and he would just open up the door and let the dog just run out the building, just go crazy.
But why he sicking his dog on kids like that?
Son, that's how the little guy, Shorty, was an old man. He smelled horrible. And that's what it was. That's what it was. Laz, he just opened the door, let the dog run out. So Laz, the guy Alex must have got fed up because his little sisters and nieces and stuff be outside, other little kids be outside. So he took it upon himself and killed the dog. And then it was just crazy. So that's why I have to tell these stories, because these stories made Marcy. Now, right there, it was a center. See, it's down the hill and it's up the hill. So it's 3 buildings down the hill and it's 3 buildings up the hill. But only 2 buildings is like on the hill. Then there's another building around the corner, but them buildings are connected. So we say up the hill and down the hill. So right there on the hill, it's a center right there. Yo, Laz, this center was legendary because they used to give all the parties in that center, and the center is called Vanguard, right? So look, Laz, this is back in the days when I was a little nigga. I couldn't even get in the party, but it was a building called 588. Under 588, they had this like room where they had the party at. So all the little dudes that couldn't get in the party, we would go by the window and look in the window because we couldn't get in. We were shorty, but everybody else was able to get in. That was popping from Marcy. Yo, Laz, guess what I saw, Laz? About to blow your mind. A whole bunch of gangsters in this center. Guess what they was doing, Laz?
What?
Them niggas was doing the butt, son. I'm dead ass serious. A bunch of gangsters. Laz, you know that song, Doing the Butt?
Hell yeah.
Yo, Laz, I looked in the window. The females and the guys in it, they all was doing the butt. Laz, that shit was dope. Laz, I'm a shorty. Remember, I just seen School Days on TV, bro. Now I'm looking in the center, and them niggas is giving it up. I'm like, look at this gangster right here, nigga, doing the fucking butt. It was amazing. These are Marcy stories, bro. I can't go around these stories. These are legendary stories. So guess what happened? At this time, a lot of shit was going on. So I think Popcorn, and if whoever listened to this story, get in the comments and finish the story, because I only can remember parts of it. A fight jumped off in this shit. And I gotta give Popcorn flowers. He held that fucking shit down. Him and somebody else, I gotta tell the truth. I gotta tell who was putting on for Marcy. Not for themselves, but to defend the projects. Because it was outsiders coming in and niggas put on. And I'm only gonna say the name that I heard. Popcorn was at the door and he was making sure niggas was good. That's what I saw, and that's what I was told from the people that was on the inside. Right? Now, this same center is so legendary because they had some gangster shit happen in the center all the time. So it was this guy that everybody used to love. His name was Mr. Cooper. I gotta do this shit and I gotta do it right. I gotta give the elder people their flowers because they was there. They took time to open up the center so all the little niggas come down in the center and do their homework and have somewhere to chill. That was Mr. Cooper. Yo, lads, why Mr. Cooper got shot in Vanguard? Crazy. Lads, crazy niggas walked in the fucking center and shot Mr. Cooper.
In the Marcy Center?
In Vanguard, in the center,
That's
bro.
what it's called? Vanguard, the center?
Yeah, that's what it's called, Vanguard. It's in Marcy. It's right under the building. You go down the ramp. You can walk. It's like a whole business thing going under the shit. Yo, shit is super dope. I think it's still like that. Jay-Z used to pull up with the 3 18-wheeler trucks. Maybe it was 2. I think I seen one year Jay did pull up. He had like 3 18-wheeler trucks. And he flooded that shit with mad toys and mad shit. I gotta give him flowers for that because he did do that. I did see that one time. But Mr. Cooper got shot in that shit. I can't remember what happened. Like I say, maybe people will get in the comments and finish it off. But Mr. Cooper got shot. And he got shot in his hip. Guess what, lads? This is how you know Mr. Cooper was for the people. Mr. Cooper came back and started working in the center again. Real shit. And I'm going part by part. And the people that can hear me, they know I'm telling the story exactly how it is. Because right on top of that center, where Mr. Cooper got shot, it's another legendary elder that we have to pay homage to because he took time out for Marcy. Mr. Monroe, my friend Shane's grandfather. Yo, they had a big family. Mr. Monroe used to work for Marcy, right? So Mr. Monroe had a big family. Their name is the Monroe family, right? They got 2 apartments. So they got a big crib. Now, Mr. Monroe lived on the first floor. The way Mr. Monroe, Johnny, when you look out one of his windows, the main Johnny pump that everybody used to get wet, when they turn that fucking Johnny pump on full blast, yo, lads, when we put the can on the water and that shit shoot in the sky, yo, the water pressure was so powerful. Yo, we could hit Mr. Monroe's window. The water used to go inside Mr. Monroe's window. He never used to get mad. He just closed his window. I'm talking about everybody from Marcy Avenue, everybody from Park Avenue, everybody from the Marcy side, everybody in one area getting wet, bro. This was Marcy, son, that people not talking about. So I'm going to tell it. So what Mr. Monroe used to do, he used to come outside on a Saturday morning when niggas can't front. Everybody wanted to play softball for Mr. Monroe. He had niggas like Wolfie. He had other niggas. Niggas was nice. Niggas could have went to the major leagues because Mr. Monroe was taking time out with niggas and say, yo, boy, play baseball. Niggas had other things to do. So I gotta give Mr. Monroe a lot of respect because this old man, yo, lads, everybody carrying bats, everybody carrying balls, softball game. This the shit Marcy don't have no more, but this was done organically, bro. Organically. It's other people I can't go around. It's legendary people I have to say their names. Like Miss Janice. This is all up the hill. Miss Janice is Miss Janice. She got a few kids. I know all her kids. Diamond, Pop, Lee, Lisa, Tiffany, Mouse, Jermaine, Ebony. Can't remember everybody. But guess what? That's a legendary family. They was outside. They was outside when it was real. And these were my friends. We might not be friends today, but son, I gotta mention them. I can't go around people because they are a part of Marcy, what made Marcy. You get me? Another person that I forgot to name, and I was talking about the fly guys from up the hill. Jerry Bird. I'm supposed to have mentioned Jerry name first because he was one of the flyest niggas from up the hill. And he was about his women. Nigga had hazel eyes. Last nigga was coming through fly, big head nigga, but he was fly. Some bullshit happened. And he gave me the rights to tell the story, but me and you wasn't keeping in contact that much, so I wasn't able to go to Jerry and get the story from Jerry. Jerry boy blew him across his fucking face, son. It was disgusting. And it made niggas in Marcy mad because, yo, y'all niggas is friends. What the fuck did he do that you blew him, son? What you mad because he was on his handsome shit? He get bitches, niggas, yo, his own friend cut him. But guess what? The friend that cut him, I don't know what happened, but Jerry did give me the rights. He want to tell me the story so I could tell you what happened. He ain't got no problem, and that's why I told you what happened, because he gave me the right to say, go ahead. You know what I mean? I just can't do the full story because me and him didn't talk about it yet. But his man blew him, and his man would do some shit for that. You know, I don't know what him and Jerry did, but the hood hated that dude for that. But guess what? The same dude, I ain't gonna blow his name up, because I could blow his name up. I ain't gonna do that because he's still a good dude too. Because he was a nigga that put on. Matter of fact, let me say his name. His name is Tone. Me and him never get along. He was a little older. But I gotta give Tone his flowers too because he put on. Even though he did some sucker shit when he cut Jerry. But put that to the side. Boy was putting on for Marcy. I'm not gonna lie about that. But last he did some shit one day and it backfired on him. And I'm gonna tell the story right now. Cause remember last I had all this shit waiting for you. So look what happened. It was these Muslims from down the hill that I know. The Muslim name is, matter of fact, his daughter's name is what's their name? Sana and Salima. I used to be in their crib all the time with the Muslims. So I know some of this is where I started getting some of my culture. I get it from Fareed. Their father's name is Fareed. Big Muslim. Yo, I didn't even know how big Fareed was. And his wife Sauda. Good people. So these people come in and out. They real Muslims. They hear wrap up everything. They don't bother people. But Tone, he in the hood, he turned the fuck up. I gotta keep it real. Boy, about his, he in the streets. So he doing what he do. So a Muslim guy come out the Muslim house, but he's family with the Muslims, but Tone don't know that. Tone say something to this nigga. Yo, Laz, Tone said something to this nigga, and guess what? Marcy was under siege, bro. I'm keeping it real. I have no reason to lie. The projects put on. But I gotta tell you how shit went. I was there, I seen it. The nigga Tone said something to I think they had a fight. I think he swung on this dude. I think he swung on the Muslim brother. I don't know what happened. All I know is that Muslim brother went in that house and told Fareed what happened. Yo, Laz, niggas know they could jump in the comments and say, I'm not lying. I will never lie. I'll have a reason to. Get what I'm saying? Laz, Fareed made a phone call. Damn near 300 Muslims start coming through Marcy out of everywhere. Niggas was going in the house. I don't give a fuck who you was getting money. I'm keeping it real. Niggas went in the house. Even we went in the house. Because the fucking Muslims came from every angle, Laz. Every angle, Laz.
It was all black Muslims?
All type of Muslims. Yo, Fareed made a fucking phone call. I don't know what fucking code he used. All I know is them niggas stopped whatever they was doing, and they reported to Marcy. They came from every angle, bro. I'm not lying. God can hear me. And guess what? They went down the hill. Yo, they was in Fareed house. They was all in front of. Guess where Tone black ass was at? In the house. Tone lived on the first floor. Tone could see this. He could see all this shit. He's in the house. Yo, guess what happened, Laz? Laz, guess what happened? Remember, the Muslims lived down the hill. Tone lived right up the hill. Yo, while Fareed come out the building, the fucking Muslims will open up like they make a passage for Fareed. Fareed come out, two more Muslim brothers behind him, and then the guy that the altercation was with. Yo, they came from down the hill. So, son, we watching this shit. They walked from down the hill and walked to Tone crib. They went to this nigga door. You hear Tone moms begging these niggas, please don't do this to my son. So they went in that house and took Tone ass out. I can't remember if they took Tone out that crib and took him back down the hill, but Tone was able to walk away with his life that night. He walked away with his life. I don't know what the Muslims said to him, but they did. They came. And that was the first time I ever seen some shit like that. It was the Muslim. They came through Marcy. It was like 300 deep, no fucking lie. And they put Marcy under siege. Niggas was, I mean, nobody had nothing to do with that shit anyway. But the way they came very aggressive.
Now let me ask you, do you know if these was Ansar Muslims or Orthodox Muslims?
Brother Lad, all I can tell you is, I will find out.
You know what I mean by, like, you know, Dr. York follower, people that used to follow Dr. York, because you remember in one time in Brooklyn, the whole Bushwick Ave.
Matter of fact, Laz, guess what? Maybe, because I'm not too sure about the words you just said. I can tell you the temple, because Fareed take to the temple. The temple was right there on Bushwick, right around the corner from the KFC. They had a temple right there on Bushwick Avenue.
And what year was this? What years was this like?
This was like in 80, between 88 and 90.
Yeah, that's probably, I don't know about 90 if Bushwick Ave was still like that, but you know it was one point in time where the entire Bushwick Ave looked at like the Middle East.
Laz, they all came to Marcy. Yeah. Laz, they all, yo, listen, I never seen that many Muslims come back, Laz. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, they're gonna kill this dude. Because they came and they were not playing. Like me, I don't follow like Muslim and anything like that. I was Rasta. You know what I'm saying? But I respect every culture and I learned every culture. But the way they moved, they was moving. And I was like, yo, what is this dude gonna do? But they let him walk away with his life. So that was a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, check this new book written by Brooklyn Dawn.
My name is Ronnell Chewy Coombs. I have a new masterpiece called Sometimes Women and Money Don't Mix. I know a thing or two about getting money. I went from being a street gangster to a business leader, and I've been making money all the way through. A lot of brothers as they age, they reach stalemate in whatever game they're in. When you get a little older and the money seems a little far-fetched and a little harder to grab, and you start looking for a lane, looking for a way, looking for the move, and you can't figure out why the money's not coming your way. I'll tell you a little secret that you know but don't want to deal with. Sometimes women and the money don't mix, and sometimes the women and the money do. And you really don't know the difference, and you're making a whole lot of bad decisions and bad judgments when it comes to these women. I know you don't want to hear it, I know you don't want to read it, but you better, because I got something to say to help you and strengthen your game. Sometimes Women and Money Don't Mix. That's my new masterpiece. It's on Amazon.com. Read it, debate it, study it, follow it, take it to the barbershop, put the fellas on. Sometimes Women and Money Don't Mix. It's available on Amazon. Get it.